recorded and broadcast over local access channel 8 and through the town website at www.eastham-ma.gov. Thank goodness. All right, opening statements. I don't know which order we're gonna go in. I'll turn to.
I just have a couple of updates for you.
That'd be great.
So as of Monday, August 25th was our last sampling Monday for bathing beaches. No closures this week, so through Labor Day, that's when it officially ends, so no closures. And I just wanted to update you guys and the public. At our July meeting, a Eastham resident came in and asked you some questions about beach closures.
Mhm.
After that meeting, he did come in and meet with me in our office. And the general gist of the conversation was that it might be a good project for the health department during the winter to take a look at the types of septic systems along the beaches in Eastham so that we can get an idea of it. And at that point, if we see that maybe we need to institute like a inspection program of older systems to get the hydraulic function of them, we'll make a decision then. But it's a good winter project for us to do. So if
Great.
we can have some info, and then we'll come back to you later in the spring, maybe before bathing beach season comes up, and we can update you. But just to let the public and you know that I did meet with him. We had a great conversation.
Well, that's great.
And-
Thank you.
Thought it was a good winter project.
Yeah.
Windmill Weekend is coming up next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so 5, 6, 7. We'll probably have a couple of food vendors there, so that's part of the health department's temp food permit process. Any food trucks, I do inspections with the fire chief, so she can get her eyeballs on the food trucks. That's standard procedure for us. Also, school is opening on September 2nd, the day after Labor Day, and the team inspections have been done for both the high school and the elementary school. Those were done on Tuesday. That's also a part of our internal health process, along with building and fire.
Okay. And then there's a few other follow-ups, so I think we'll put them on other business. Yeah.
Certainly, yeah,
Okay,
sure.
that'd be great.
Yeah, there are a couple of things in other business that we're gonna chat about.
Okay. Anybody else have an opening statement? Nope. Paige? I can't hear you.
She's muted.
She's muted. Okay, but she said no.
She said no, yeah. Clear.
All righty.
No,
All right,
thank
in that case, we will move to the first item on our agenda, which is 420 Steel Road rear. I'm sure if anybody's here or online to
Yes,
present. for that.
good afternoon. This is Tim DeLude from Shore Things Environmental, representing the Hennings property owners. And we have come back with a new design on the system utilizing an Advantex AX20 for some nitrogen reducing capabilities in the system. It has passed through the Conservation Board, and we're here looking to resubmit this to through the Health Board.
Okay, great.
So if the board will recall, this was a continuance from last month, where you asked the applicants to discuss with the property owners the possibility of installing IA, and that's what Shore Things has come back and done. Recap.
Thank you. That's great. So there's no variances, there's no, we're good now. We feel more comfortable with the IA system given the location. So,
I did just want to point out that the water line that's shown on this plan,
Mhm.
there is a permit which was pulled back in 2020 for the purposes of connecting the property to town water. It is not connected. So that's a proposed water line, and now we have the additional proposed water line for the proposed garage. So just to point that out to you.
the same water line would serve both.
That's what it's showing on the line, on the plan, yeah, which is fine.
Can we, and this is just a question, can we put that in as a condition, that connection?
Put as a recommendation, connection to municipal water supply to be
Yes.
confirmed before issuance of the
Got it.
certificate of compliance.
You got it. Thank you. All right, good. All right, I don't have any other questions, but
Stephen Henning, that's the property owner, right, Tim?
Yes.
okay, sure. Stephen, did you want to?
I just wanted to add that we are connected to town water. I'm not sure why it doesn't show it. We are.
Oh, okay. I will double check, not double check. I'll confirm that with the water department because I looked that up on our town system. So it could just be an error. I apologize for that.
Okay,
You will still need if you are currently connected, the proposal to connect the garage to the water line as well will trigger a new application. So it can be resolved then if it's incorrect in our system then.
okay, thank you. We will follow up. Paige, any questions or comments?
No, I not at this time.
Thank you. Hilda? Thank you.
I'm fine with approval.
Okay, I guess we're good. We're happy that you came to this place and will help protect all of our water. So I would propose or offer, I would recommend that since the plan now includes the use of IA technology, that the board approve the plan as presented with the following conditions. No increase in habitable or occupiable square footage without Board of Health review. The proposed loft is not to be used for sleeping purposes, and the space is to remain unfinished as proposed in the floor plan dated 4/10/2015. A two-bedroom deed restriction and the use of IA technology using Advantex AX20 treatment unit is to be recorded with the Barnstable County Registry of Deeds. Secondary treatment and monitoring under general use approval conditions per DEP regulations, including quarterly effluent sampling for 2 times a year for seasonal use. For total nitrogen BOD TSS nitrate nitrogen is not to exceed 19 milligrams per liter. Board of Health conditions are to be referenced on the deed restriction. The operation and maintenance agreement is to be submitted to the Eastham Health Department and to the Barnstable County Health and Environment. The operation and maintenance contract is required for the life of the system, and the operator is to report results to Barnstable County Health and Environment Database or directly to the Eastham Health Department if not available. Designer is to verify proper operation of the system prior to the issuance of a certificate of compliance. Final inspections and startup inspections are to be witnessed by the Eastham Health Department. The municipal water supply connection permit will be double checked, and hopefully if it's there, if not, it will be filed prior to submission of the septic installation permit. Connection to the municipal water supply is to be confirmed, including the separate connection to the garage before issuance of the certificate of compliance. Any sewer lines within 10 feet of municipal water supply lines are to be sleeved. Approval of building permit application subject to the issuance of septic installation certificate of compliance. And this Board of Health approval is valid until February 28th, 2026.
Second.
Is it February 28th, 2026?
6 months.
6 months? Okay, thank you. All right, and we have a second. All in favor, Paige?
Aye.
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 Okay. And it passes. Thank you so much for coming back to us. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
You. Looks like the property owner has additional. Yeah,
Oh,
so-
okay. Stephen, did you have other
Yeah,
things?
I did, yeah. With the introduction of this IA system, the estimates are it's gonna double the cost from about 30,000 to 60,000, not including the operational costs. So if I find that I can't, because I just retired today, so if I can't swing this, would the board consider a Title V system without the IA and without me doing the garage? Obviously, because if I can't afford the septic, I can't afford the garage. So would that be something you would consider?
Through the
yeah.
chair.
Go
I
ahead.
think perhaps there could be another discussion about that if you decide you can't go forward, you could certainly come in and talk to the health department and the building department and sort of move from here, but this is what was before the board
Yeah.
today, and that's what they've made a decision on based on what you presented today.
Right, so if
Oh, I
you,
understand. I just wondered if it's worth it for me to come back and ask that, or I just drop it. I don't know what I'm gonna do at this point.
changes happen, but communication is good.
Okay. That's not a no. I like that. Okay, good, thanks.
All right. Thank you. Good luck. I hope it all works out.
Thanks.
But if it doesn't,
Thank you.
come back before us. We're here.
Thanks.
Did you vote yet?
We voted.
Oh, cool.
We did.
I don't have a pen.
Really?
All right. The next item we have is 3 Linwood Trace.
Good afternoon. For the record, I'm John O'Reilly. We're here today to hopefully seek your approval to utilize an IA system for the Daigles on 3 Linwood Trace. It is a vacant lot, 41,000 square feet and change. It does sit at adjacent to Great Pond. So the applicant has included IA technology on this, but other than that, the system is fully compliant. There are no variances.
So variances, okay.
So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, I'm gonna start with Paige.
I don't have any questions.
Okay. Okay.
No questions. No questions.
You have no questions, no variances. It's a system that's compliant on an environmentally sensitive lot, so I think the lot is big enough, so I guess we're good. As long as nobody else has any hands raised, I don't want to miss anybody again. Any comments? No? Oh, great. So, I don't know, want to make a motion?
I move that we
We have
accept.
to do these.
Oh,
Do you have that?
I do, right here. All of these?
Yep, all of them. Break
No worries.
your first
I've seen
meeting.
them all before.
Nothing.
I move, that we accept the plan with the following conditions. There'll be no increase in habitable or occupiable square footage without Board of Health review. 48-inch finished cased opening required in office space as shown on proposed floor plans for space to not meet Eastham Board of Health definition of a bedroom. Storage above garage as shown on proposed floor plans to remain unfinished. 4-bedroom deed restriction and use of IA technology using Advantex AX-20 treatment unit to be recorded with the Barnstable County Registry of Deeds. Secondary treatment and monitoring under general use approval conditions for DEP regulations, including quarterly effluent sampling or 2 times per year for seasonal use for total nitrogen, BOD, TSS, nitrate nitrogen not to exceed 19 milligrams per liter. Board of Health conditions to be referenced on deed restriction. Operation and maintenance agreement to be submitted to the Eastham Health Department and the Barnstable County Health and Environment. Operation and maintenance contract required for the life of the system. Operator to report result to the Barnstable County Health and Environment Database or directly to the Eastham Health Department if not available. Designer to verify proper operation of the system prior to the issuance of the certificate of compliance. Final inspections and startup inspections to be witnessed by the Eastham Health Department. Board of Health approval is valid until August 28th, 2026.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I would second that. All right, all in favor, starting with Paige?
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
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 All right.
Thank you
Great,
very much.
thank you.
Want a copy of the approval?
Yeah.
Did we scan it and email it to you, John?
That'd be perfect.
Francie's not here and she's the one I always take the plan from. She gets a paper plan.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hopefully this works. Nope.
Mm. All right, number 3 is 40 Sunset Avenue, a reduction request.
Yes.
Good afternoon. Thank you for hearing my request. I'm here per my letter of August 8th requesting a reduction in testing of effluent sampling from 4 times a year to 2 times a year.
Did you do your name and address? Just for the record and the Zoom.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Apologies, first timer here.
That's okay.
Raphael Lehman, 40 Sunset Ave in Eastham.
Yep.
For the record. We've owned the house for about 2 years. We've been getting testing done 4 times a year. I think the results have been good, and I'll just also point out that our water usage in the house is extremely low and seasonal. Just over the last couple of years, I calculated usage, which per person, the usage in the house is pretty much either at or well below the generally average one user of water, which is around 60 or 70, I think, gallons per day per person. Anyway, that's my request, and here for any questions you may have.
I looked at the numbers. There's only one that's oddly high. That's 33 and 6/15/2023.
Yeah, we closed on the house right
Oh.
around that time.
Oh, okay.
The nitrates on that sample were well below 19.
Oh, I'm looking
Less
at the
than
wrong
one. Yeah,
column.
you're
You're
looking at
right.
the wrong-
You're
yeah.
right. Got it. Got it. Sorry about that. I was looking for the nitrogen.
Yeah, I
Okay.
had trouble knowing where to look on the report.
Yeah, no,
myself.
they all look fine. Makes sense to me. Paige,
Based on the numbers, it makes sense.
anybody else?
I'm fine with that.
All right,
Yeah.
it looks,
Want me to make a motion?
sure.
I recommend the Board of Health approve the
Through
reduction.
the chair, just for Elena's information and to recap for the board, if it's a seasonal property, are you still interested in May and September sampling, or did you want to shift that around? The property is seasonal,
Yeah,
So, I am there occasionally during the winter. We don't shut the house
but the
down.
like real use is seasonal.
Yeah.
Correct. And I was going to ask when you would like the twice a year testing. So thank you for raising.
so May and September seem
Yes.
fine. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I recommend that the Board of Health approve the reduction request with the following conditions: that effluent sampling be conducted 2 times a year in the months of May and September. Effluent sample results to be uploaded to the Barnstable County Department of Health and Environment. When a database are forwarded to the Eastham Health Department, if not available, and property owner to maintain an operation and maintenance contract for the life of the system.
Right, second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You're good to go.
Thanks so much.
You're most welcome. All right, next is 60 Knowles Street.
But we're the parents, we're not the people on there, is that okay? Like, they're both at work,
Oh,
I just,
You're representing them, or?
yeah, maybe.
sure, come on up. Come on up, just if don't mind introducing yourselves and the addresses for the record. That'd be great, thank you.
Patty Meffin and Tom HUIBREGTSE, we live at Weir Road. So they're both working, and they bought the house 5 years ago. And the original owners were supposed to do some testing and then come back after 2 years. They didn't do it. So when they bought the house, they just haven't had time to reapply. But now the cost is going up for the inspections.
Mhm.
And so that's why I wrote the letter to try to have it reduced from 4 to 2. There are 2 of them, and they are year round.
So, I'm just trying to think of if they're year round, is it different timing?
I think it would be a good idea to get like a fall and a spring sample.
Yeah,
Yeah, September and then the spring sometime.
April? Okay, so that makes sense to me, but before I go anywhere, Paige, any questions?
That seems more than reasonable based on the results of the testing.
Okay. Questions? No. Okay.
September and
In April, all right. All right, so I think we're going to recommend that we approve the reduction request with the following conditions, that the effluent sampling would be conducted 2 times a year in the month of April and September. Is that what we just said?
Mhm.
All right. Effluent sample results are to be uploaded to the Barnstable County Department of Health and Environment IA database or forwarded to the Eastham Health Department if not available. The property owner is to maintain an operation and maintenance contract for the life of the system. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right.
Okay, thank you. Jen.
Bill, thank you for coming in.
So he has to sign a new contract with the people, so do they have to wait for it to be recorded anyplace, or can he go ahead and proceed?
We'll send a letter, but you can go ahead.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. The next thing on our agenda is minutes, July meeting minutes. So have people had a chance to look at it? And if so, are there any questions, comments, corrections? Or are we okay with it?
I have no corrections.
I didn't either.
I wasn't here, so I.
You were, so you can, you can abstain from this, yes,
To vote.
that makes sense. Paige?
No corrections.
I didn't introduce you guys online, I'm so sorry. Paige and Hilda. Anyway.
Very nice to
Just
meet you.
dawned on me. Sorry, our newest member. Okay, then I would make a motion to accept the minutes as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
And I. All right. All right. So. Oh, wait, just a second.
This way. Yeah.
All right, moving on to other business. Should we wait till Susie gets back?
If you want to wait for Susie for the cesspool discussion, I can certainly jump in with the opioid plan. I have
Okay.
a couple of things that I just wanted to let you know we're going on.
Okay.
So we started a new fiscal year contract round for our opioid remediation fund money. The last contract some of the contractors went from January of 24 to June 30th of 25. So we had some for 18 months. We started meeting probably around May to see if we could solicit some new proposals, because some of the offerings were well attended, some not so well attended. So we wanted to fine tune based on what we heard, and each proposal that we had submitted qualitative and quantitative data to us, and we held a couple focus groups. Some were in Wellfleet, one was in Provincetown, and then we had offerings throughout Eastham and Truro also, just to gain. Yes.
I hate to ask this, but could you tell me just a little bit about what the opioid plan is having?
Yeah, so we, in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, there were a number of lawsuits against the drug companies for the overdoses that were occurring, throughout. And I think this happened in a number of different states as well. And so the Attorney General collected money from these lawsuits, and it got portioned out to each of the 351 towns in the Commonwealth. So in Eastham, we pooled our money with Wellfleet, Truro, and Provincetown, because we are all part of what is known as the OC Wellness Group. So we all do regional work together on some of these larger projects so that the residents can get more bang for their buck, because together we have more money and we can have more offerings. And a lot of these offerings were offered with transportation services as well. So we sort of followed the model of Winter Wednesdays, if you're familiar with that, where we would use taxis and public transportation to get people from here to there. So that was the model we worked off of. And for this fiscal year, so I guess just to go back a little bit, we get different amounts of money in from the different drug companies, and it all goes into an account in each of the 4 towns. Then we have what we call as a global contract that ties all 4 towns together, and we have individual contracts with each of our providers for the different offerings. So we've retooled a little bit this year and put out a request for proposals so that we could see, you know, are there other members of our community that want to try and provide a service? Are there other supports that we don't have? Just to make sure we covered what people were asking us for if it was available. So what we ended up doing, our focus areas for this fiscal year were youth and young adults, loved ones impacted by substance use disorder, addressing stigma, which actually was one of the biggest areas that we received comments on. So there's still a strong stigma on the Outer Cape with substance use disorder, which I think is different in other parts of the Commonwealth. But I think because our towns and our communities are so small, many people know each other in the off season, that stigma is still really a pressing issue out here. We also wanted to try and address impacts from various other substances, not just opioids, because we know Provincetown has some other issues that they deal with. We know alcoholism is a big issue in all of the 4 towns, but the money is specifically for opioid overdose work. And then obviously our ongoing programs, we want to support the priorities reflected in the county. So that's the prevention, the harm reduction, the recovery, and the treatment. So what we ended up going with, we're continuing on with the AIDS support group, which I think you're probably aware of them. They have a big presence on the Outer Cape. They bring a mobile van to the community 1 day a week, unless they're short on staffing, to each of the 4 towns. And they staff the van. So our site is at the library. So they park the van at the library and people know where to go to find them. It's just a white van. It's not descript in any way, and you can go on the van. They do the Narcan. They're doing fentanyl and xylazine outreach. Xylazine was one of the newer drugs to appear on the market in recent times. They give outreach materials, and they also have some discretionary funds to spend on whatever their clients need. They do also pick up needles, so they do serve as a needle exchange as well. They will come to your house if you need them to do that also. So they're a really good partner, and we are in close contact with them. We have Narcan stocked at the police station, the health department, the library, and we've done a number of trainings and distributed it pretty widely in the community. I tried to give it out at the farmer's market one Friday. Don't think that was the right crowd, but I tried. So we try all different avenues just to make sure it's available.
Schools, are they in the schools?
The schools have been a little bit trickier to work with. I believe they have Narcan on site, but we have not been able to access children through the schools to do education in that way. It's something we've talked about, but there's a new superintendent, so we may try that again.
Yep, that's our goal.
Are there nurses in the school?
Yes. And yeah, the schools are trickier to work with, obviously.
So we don't know if the nurses have Narcan.
I know that SROs do.
I would hope
Mhm.
they do.
You're asking tough questions.
That's good.
We would like to,
Politically tough questions on that.
we would like to have Narcan just in a box on the school grounds.
Yeah.
That's our goal,
Mhm.
but it's hard to navigate.
And we have it in the health department. If you're ever looking, it's backed by the community fridge. We have a number of different food items, we have some puzzles, we have an interesting collection of stuff, and then we have the big white box that says Narcan on it. So it's anonymous. You can just go in and take what you need. We check it out, make sure it's there, and we can restock it. So it's available, and we do solicit the children on the playground to come in. So if they know what it is, they could see it and get some on their own.
No questions.
So then we have Cape Cod Children's Place, the First Steps Together program. That stands for Families in Recovery Support. That's how we access families and youth that are involved in this. And they receive discretionary funding for client expenses, participation, retention support, just to keep them engaged and to get them what they need when they need it. So it could be anything from transportation to food to lodging. And that goes through the Cape Cod Children's Place. One of our newer ones is a gentleman by the name of Drew Lucier. He is doing what's called OC Sweat. He is going to be offering fitness classes with a recovery lens to holistic support and lifestyle workshops. And he's going to be offering his classes. He was asking about a location in Eastham, so a fitness-minded group. And he calls it Trauma-Informed Group Fitness and Lifestyle Workshops. And he'll be available in all 4 Outer Cape towns. We have another new one, Helping Our Women. They're going to be offering AccuDetox and meditation, and it's an evidence-based outer ear acupuncture treatment. It's known to reduce anxiety, stress, depression, PTSD, and support recovery from substance abuse. And the treatment is performed by a licensed practitioner in their office space in Eastham. So that's kind of a new, interesting one to try. They had been doing acupuncture out of that location, so we're helping to fund that effort so that they can continue on. Another new one is Leah Puffer. She's a nurse from Wellfleet, and she's offering an 8-week chronic pain group session where she's going to teach pain reprocessing therapy. And that's another evidence-based therapy for chronic pain that uses education, the nervous system, and somatic exercises to combat chronic pain. Her proposal was not a lot of money, so we wanted to give that a try and see if that's a useful avenue for some people.
And where is she going to offer this?
I don't have her exact locations. We have asked them to give us their outreach materials. And so when I checked in on that last week, they weren't as refined as we needed to get people to the actual services. Some of them were, but some of them weren't developed enough yet. So once they are developed, we'll have rec cards, and then we'll have it, obviously we'll put it out on the social media and our regular other channels for advertising. And it'll be advertised from all 4 towns. So
I don't mean to be difficult, but I'm going to ask.
it's fine. No, be as difficult as you want. I'm happy to answer any questions. No, go.
How do you identify if these people are qualified to offer?
We don't. If you're showing up, we're going to provide services to you because, again, the stigma is such a pressing piece that it's the same with the community fridge. We don't ask if you're in need. If you want to come in and get something, please come in. We're happy to see you, talk to you. Once we get to know you, we can offer you other things. So it's just, it's good public health work to take whoever shows up. Outer Cape Community Solutions, you've met them, and that was Alex Nelson who came. She's doing some of the hand holding and cat wrangling, as I call it, keeping us all in line, making sure people are reporting, making sure we have all the documents we need. She keeps us all together because it's a lot of moving pieces and parts. Then we have Outer Cape Health Services, and we're covering for them additional classes that can't be covered by insurance. So some music therapies, some art therapies as part of their SOAP program. So they call it alternative modalities of healing, movement, art, sound, more acupuncture, and mindfulness. And then we have 2 other new ones. We have Sharing Kindness, which I think you might be familiar with. They do some advertising and have a walk. They're going to offer grief support on the Outer Cape for people impacted by opioid use disorder related deaths. It's an 8-week community-based family peer grief group and 3 8-week courses in the schools. So they're going to get into the schools. They've done this in other parts of the Cape, but not on the Outer Cape yet. So I'm excited to see if we get some younger people involved in some of those groups, because we know that it's needed. Then my personal favorite, if I'm allowed to have one, this is another new one, and I think it's so fascinating. It's being offered through the Wellfleet Harbor Actors Theater. It's called Second Act Recovery Through Theater. And it's a 2 6-week session course that combines theater exercises and guided discussions to build confidence and pride in recovery. They share their stories on the stage, they participate to help break the stigma around substance use abuse. So I just thought it was fascinating, and I didn't even know that it was an option until the proposal came in. So those are the projects that we're funding for this fiscal year. We'll see how they go. Some of them will be able to replicate for another, 2 6-week session if it's successful. So
And how many years is the
money comes for like so many more years. And this year we actually ended up spending more money than we spent last year because of all of the federal funding cuts. The AIDS support group really needed a larger amount of money because a lot of their budget was cut. So we made the decision to increase their funding pretty substantially just so that they could continue to provide the same level of service.
I have a
Yeah.
comment and a question.
Yeah.
First, I'm very pleased to see that there's some attention paid directly to pain management, since that is 50% of the addiction, and most of what money goes for these days is for addiction rather than problems in pain management. I'm not aware of that particular approach, though, being an evidence-based.
Yeah, we can get
approach.
you more information, or I mean, we could even have you reach out to Leah and talk to her because,
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
okay, I'll put you in touch with her.
The other thing is, I know we've talked about the utilization from the last report we had, but do we have any data on the incidence of deaths and hospitalizations from overdose compared to before this started?
We have some data, but I don't know how it would correlate from 2023 to now. I can certainly ask. I can ask and see if we can see that.
And hopefully we would be lowering the incidence.
Yeah, I feel like our number of participants in some of these programs is low. So last year we had 2 yoga practitioners.
Just gonna ask about how did that go?
And I thought it was going well, and we could see the attendance sheets and who was attending, and the attendance really was up and down. It was none of this was consistent. So I think that's why we needed to talk more with the community and see what people wanted. And again, it's really hard for us to get the right people in the room to have the conversation because, who really wants to talk to Susie or I about what their needs are because of the stigma, right? So that's where I feel like the community fridge helps us bridge some of these gaps because people are getting more comfortable coming in and seeing that, we're not just regulatory driven humans, like we're here to help and we have other jobs besides Title V and your beach closures. So I think it's going to be a longer process because remember, this is brand new to all of us. We hadn't done this in the past. So we still have to form relationships and build confidence and get people to trust us.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it necessarily has to go down, but I think that we should be keeping at least some
Absolutely.
track of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can get those numbers. The other thing we're rolling out that I'm just gonna put on this opioid discussion, because in future years, we're gonna fund it out of the opioid fund, is a program. It's an online program. It's called Credible Minds. I don't know if any of you have heard of it, but it's a mental health and well-being platform. We're having the kickoff for the first week in September. There's 2 different assessments that we're gonna ask people to fill out to gain some more insight into the mental health and well-being of our communities. This initiative is being done by the 8 towns on the Lower and Outer Cape, which is pretty impressive. So we have Harwich, Brewster, Orleans, Eastham, Truro, Wellfleet, Provincetown, and Chatham. So we received some grant funding from Cape Cod Healthcare for that. We received, the town of Eastham received a grant from NACHA, which is the National Health Organization, for a substantial amount of money for 2 years to fund that. And Barnstable County, the Public Health Excellence Grant, kicked in some money for 3 translations. So we'll have Portuguese, Haitian, Creole, and Spanish. And then the town of Harwich, their opioid group, kicked in the last remaining bit so that we could get it off the ground for this year. And it's a large platform. There's science-based articles. Everything's been fact-checked and put through. It's available throughout the country, and through this platform, we'll be able to track if people are coming from the Outer Cape or the Lower Cape. And then there's all types of data analytics that we'll get in to see, you know, oh, a lot of people are interested in depression, or, oh, here's all this back to school things that people are into. There's yoga, there's meditation, there's podcasts, there's articles, there's videos. So we're hoping that's going to be another useful tool for people to provide some services and support before they're in crisis mode. It also has a section on resources and their local resources. So they tie you to our organizations that are on the Outer Cape and the Lower Cape that they can call up and get a human being and not a push 1, push 6 and get to them. So a couple exciting projects and things going on that you might not know about. So
Thank you.
Paige, did you have your hand up?
I guess I just wanted to make a comment. I think it's very admirable that this is being offered. And sometimes you can't see the results like immediately, like as far as tracking this. But you never know, like when somebody connects, even if they come into the office and they come for the food and things like that, you know, it affects people in a different way to let them know that there really is some hope out there for them. And by offering holistic and a different variety of avenues for people to just connect to other people, you know, I think that that's very, very valuable. And it's something that may not be able to be recorded or, you know, the results be so, you know, set in stone. But I think that it has tremendous value and it really should continue. And it seems like you have some really great programs in place.
I'm excited about them. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's all good work. So thank you.
Yes.
I'm gonna look at that platform. So interesting, all kinds.
It's fascinating. It's
Yeah.
absolutely fascinating.
Yeah. So,
I didn't know how many problems I had till I started taking the assessment. So
Hey,
I'm gonna be right there with you.
I was scared.
That's why they don't take the assessment.
it's all good information.
Yeah. All right, cesspool. Unless there's any other questions on the opioid plan. Move on to our cesspool discussion. So this is review of proposals from board, and I have lots of thoughts about things we need to do, but we need to, I think, I need some help with process. Hearing, public information, public forums,
Absolutely.
and what kind of materials and information is shared at these forums, before these forums. I just don't know.
So I think it would be valuable to get all the board members' thoughts on regulations in writing, sent to all 3 of us. And then insofar as a timeline, we could propose to have some drafts put out there, first to you guys to review drafts. October-ish, November-ish.
Yeah, that's fine.
October sounds good.
Yeah, let's move
Um,
sooner, yeah.
And then, yes, I believe that you will want to perhaps have cesspool property owners back to chat with you. Include in that meeting, engineers and installers as the people that will be designing these systems that you are now requiring to be updated. And public comment will follow that, and then public hearings for the, making it all official.
And so when you say to for us, are you saying, you're not saying we should draft regulations, because I'm gonna guess that we need attorneys at some point to help us
We can
with
put stuff
that.
together, but it'll be
But-
reviewed by,
Yeah, but
council.
I'm just, but would it help if we had, because, I think in like church, very specific things like who's impacted, what are the timeframes, what's the enforcement? What what are the
I think we need to
triggers?
focus on enforcement because that's a process that's already lined up. So
Okay,
I think.
take that, see,
Yeah.
that's helpful, take that off.
I would think that the focus would be more the whens and the wheres
and the who.
and the schedule. Like, do you want to focus on areas in environmentally sensitive areas first? So maybe have, separate deadlines. Do you want just
Right.
one deadline? Do
Right.
you want something different for people? I think we heard a lot of comments from people who felt that their properties were different because they were only here for 1 week versus
Right.
6 months. I don't know how we tackle that. I think that's more difficult, but I think those are the kinds of things we want to hear from you. And then we can put together a draft of regulations. And I would look at the other towns and what we gave you and what Rhode Island is doing. And we're not reinventing the wheel here because this has been done in so many different communities. But we want to focus it to Eastham and see what your thoughts are on schedule and time frame.
And what triggers it?
Mhm.
So is it number of feet to an environmentally sensitive, is it number of feet to where you might be able to hook up to a sewer? The other thing, sorry, I'm just babbling a little bit, but I know Sam shared that you put this, and it was in the Independent today, that nice map of where all the cesspools are.
Was the map
Um,
independent?
yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was. In any case, but it's just good to know, and then just back to being data-based, how many properties are in environmentally sensitive areas? Because if we say, we want that to be a trigger if you're in an environmentally sensitive area, but it's like 150 of the 234, whatever it is, that's a heavy lift even for the people who put the systems in, right? So then that means maybe it needs a longer time frame or something. Right, so I think just having that basic
to think
information
about.
would really help. Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'd also like to have some information about different options and the price of the different options and any potential assistance that people could get. That's what I've heard from some people who are retired and they're just sort of,
I think we had the Aqua Fund
Yeah.
at our last workshop,
did.
and that
Mhm.
is like
That's a funding source.
mhm,
one of the best funding sources.
mhm.
And so far as getting pricing, it's not something we have access to when we're reviewing a permit, when you're reviewing a plan, it varies too much.
I just think
Based
that
on
when
the
we're,
contractor, based on
Mhm.
the components that are being used, based on labor, they're so variable.
So
I think it sounds good for us to be considering what kinds of burdens we're putting on the Eastham residents when we do it. So even if we don't know exactly, just to have that be a piece of the
Page.
discussion.
Paige?
Yeah, so that was a concern from the last meeting that folks had, was about the cost. So would it be possible to have some information on hand that folks could realize that, there's a way that this can be more affordable than they may think it is? So is there any information that we can collect from Aqua Fund or to set
Yeah.
up, to share with them the things that are available?
So all that said, are we comfortable if?
I'm sorry, I didn't,
Hmm?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the response to what I had said.
Yes, we
Yes.
can get the, yes.
Okay,
Answer
good.
is
Yeah,
yes.
all of a sudden I didn't hear anything. I'm like, okay. So that would be really good, because I think that would kind of like help people to, I'm sure they want to make the right decision, but it could be overwhelming to think about, I don't have, $30,000 to do this. But if there was a way that they could see that it's possible, I think that it'd probably be able to move them along in the process a bit better.
So if we get some of this information back to all of us by September, I'm just
Mhm.
trying to think this through, then it would still make sense then for us to come up with a set of recommendations that goes back to you by October.
Yes,
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
and then we can put something together for November
Mm-hmm.
review.
And then we would review it in November, and then after that is when we would have
Public hearing.
And workshop.
public hearing and workshops.
Workshop first.
I guess I feel like the cesspool discussion is old news. I mean, we're about to install a collection and treatment plant. Like, we've done countless information sessions. We've given out booklets, we've mailed booklets, we've got things on the website. Like, I feel pretty solid that we've been leading people down this road for quite some time now. I mean, I think even Jane, when Jane was here,
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know that there is much benefit to holding another workshop. I'd rather see us have a draft set of regulations and have public
Public
hearing
comment,
and take
yeah.
official public comment instead of just, chattering more and more and more about it, because I feel like we'll get diluted in the process, we'll lose steam, and it's going to be more frustrating for everyone. So I think the sooner we can come up with a draft that we're all comfortable with and put that out and offer people to come in and talk to us about what this means for them, where's your property, what's your specific scenario, and we would do that in the office. Then they come to the public hearing with their comments, like, I think this is baloney, or yeah, I understand, I have to do this. But I don't think we need to continue to educate people on why cesspools are bad. I mean, the article in the newspaper, I was like, this isn't even really good news anymore. Like, this is just kind of boring. Like, let's just move forward and make some progress and bring about change here, because we care about our environment and we care about our resources and we care about you and your finances, and we can show you ways to fund this. So I'm inclined to say, let's not do another workshop and give the same information again. Let's just move forward, get a draft together, hold public comment. We will invite all the folks with cesspools. We'll do advertising and have the actual discussion. That's
Agreed.
just my advice.
Yeah.
I agree.
Makes sense to me.
All right. So I think we have a plan.
Yes.
So info to us by September.
We're gonna get info back by September.
So they want to know how many properties are in environmentally sensitive
And
areas.
the range of costs and something about the financing.
Mhm.
Missed that.
Yeah, I got it.
And then once we have that information, then we will turn around and get some
Got it.
thoughts, proposals back to you by October.
Do you want to know how many properties are rented that have cesspools? Is that an important?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, I was just thinking, so rented, seasonal versus year round, just so we're ready. So those are like things we need to address in the regs, like we're ready.
I guess I'm a little confused. Does it matter if they're seasonal or full-time or rentals? I mean, it has to be done regardless.
Agreed. I just, sometimes I think that seasonal properties have an intensive use in the summertime.
Yes.
Maybe rentals as well. So it just, for me, I just want to understand what those numbers are, and because we issue a rental certificate, we have a little more, stake in the game.
So, and there may be, we may decide, I don't know, that there's different timeframes associated with
Right.
different categories of
Yeah.
homes and places and uses. and just, we have that information, we can decide that. So, okay.
I guess the next question I have is that there are some other changes to the regulations that I'm interested in pursuing for clarity, for some of the discussions we seem to have a lot of in the office that are in gray areas, some things that I think are missing from the regulations. Do you want to look at this all at one time, or do you want to do the cesspools and then shortly after that, we can come back with these other regulatory changes?
I would prefer to have everything at once.
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
it.
That's my thought.
Okay.
That also, it helps if there's any interdependencies there of some sort, and I don't know exactly what you're thinking of,
Yeah.
but if there are, then we could do it all at once.
Some of it is just language changes to clarify things.
And do we have, and this is just me again, my planner, would we have a goal to have regulations published by, I don't even know what's reasonable, January, February?
Yeah, I don't think it has to go on forever.
Well, right,
Yeah.
I know, if we like, if we hold ourselves to a goal timeframe,
Yeah,
is what I'm
If we
suggesting.
held ourselves to March, we'd be on solid ground to accomplish it by that time.
Okay, I mean, I know, because I know things just take time, longer
Yeah.
than you ever think, I understand, but on the flip side, we want to get this done.
I think
And
March
what's
is
the
great.
process if we set up some regulations? Who needs to approve them?
We do,
You do.
we do.
Anyone, no one beyond us? Okay.
You can have them.
They can,
So
yeah.
good.
So they can be reviewed by council once you're done with your drafts. And they can give us guidance, but they are your recommendations and you approve them.
So.
Okay,
If you're ready to move on.
yes, go ahead.
So
Ready to
Richard
move.
Scally, our rental inspector, asked us to give you an update on his rental inspection program.
Mhm.
So inspections completed and certificates issued. So those are certificates issued that were based on inspections that were triggered through August 22nd with 342. So 342 inspections since January 1st. Total applications processed needing inspections, 356. So that means 7 applications are scheduled for inspections and 7 inspections have not yet been scheduled for follow-ups. So we'll give you another update at the end of the year.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. Again, just for me, they're done every year.
Rental applications have to be submitted every year. That's for seasonal, short-term, and year-round properties that are rented to the public. Inspections are triggered once every 3 years. Right now, that's our policy, subject to change.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Other business. Just because I don't want to drop things, there was the Nauset Road Oak,
Oh, yep.
that update, and also the house or the septic system that's about to go into the ocean up by,
Mr. Bates.
yes, but I always forget the address, but those two are pending. Are there any updates?
35 Oakleaf is completely clear. We were
Yay.
out there today. It looks lovely. Nauset Road has been cleared of almost all, there's just a little scrapings left of the asphalt milling, so that's fine. The material there is sand and stone and, nothing hazardous.
Good.
We saw a plan today for the Nauset Road property, which is that 11-acre property, for a dwelling cottage colony development. It's got some issues for us because the number of bedrooms was too many that then the lot could sustain. And so we talked to Steve about what we could consider seeing there now. The sewer will go by in time, but I don't think they're gonna get, you know, whatever number of bedrooms it is that they were looking for. So he was gonna go back to the drawing board, but it looks like, you know, there's some potential there for development.
And where is that? I'm sorry.
That's the property where the Tilcon plant was. It's that 11-acre property that goes from Nauset all the way back to the water tower
Okay.
land.
Okay.
So we'll see. It's still very draft. There was no stamp on the plan. I think we were just talking to see, you know, what they could see development looking like there. So we'll move that slowly. Mr. Mooch, his dwelling is still standing there. And no work has been done, but the erosion is creeping in.
And I imagine just the storm last week
Mhm.
maybe eroded a little bit.
Yeah, the
Look, certainly-
DPW was gonna pull the concrete back, because it's quite dangerous out of the edge there.
barriers are being moved back here. Isn't he?
Yeah. Okay. So these were just two prior cases which these wonderful people are following up on. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. But anyway, those were my follow-ups. Anything else from anybody?
No.
Anything for you guys?
No, you gave these.
Yeah,
Yeah. No.
we talked about the beaches as well.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Well,
Okay.
in that case, I'll offer a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right,
Row
second.
two.
All
Aye.
right. Aye. All right, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.